conversation on the ancient Mayan text, the Popol Vuh. And this is what their dogs said when they spoke in their turn. Why is it you can't seem to give us our food? We just watch, and you just keep us down, and you throw us around. You keep a stick ready when you eat, just so you can hit us. We don't talk, so we've received nothing from you. How could you not have known? You did know that we were wasting away there, behind you. So this very day you will taste the teeth in our mouths. We shall eat you, their dogs told them, and their faces were crushed. And then their tortilla griddles and cooking pots spoke to them in turn. Pain, that's all you've done for us. Our mouths are sooty, our faces are sooty. By setting us on the fire all the time, you burn us. Since we felt no pain, you try it. We shall burn you, all their cooking pots said, crushing their faces. The stones, their hearthstones, the stones, their hearthstones, were shooting out, coming right out of the fire, going for their heads, causing them pain. Now they run for it, helter-skelter. They went to climb up on the houses, but they fall as the houses collapse. They want to climb the trees. They're thrown off by the trees. They want to get inside caves, but the caves slam shut in their faces. Such was the scattering of the human work, the human design. The people were ground down, overthrown. The mouths and faces of all them were destroyed and crushed. And it used to be said that the monkeys in the forest today are a sign of this. They were left as a sign because wood alone was used for their flesh by the builder and sculptor. So this is why monkeys look like people. They are a sign of a previous human work, human design, mere mannequins, mere wood carvings. Okay, so they're saying that the monkeys were created as like a mannequins. They're mere wood carvings. Remember how we read previously how the mannequins and wood carvings, there was multiple ones created by their pantheon, and how they were dissatisfied in the way those animals and beings didn't worship them how they wanted. So they're still on a quest to create humans. So it's interesting that the monkeys were purposely created to look like people according to this ancient text. This was when there was just a trace of early dawn on the face of the earth. There was no sun, but there was one who magnified himself. Seven Macaw is his name. The sky earth was already there, but the face of the sun moon was clouded over. Even so, it is said that his light provided a sign for the people who were flooded. He was like a person of genius in his being. I am great. My place is now higher than that of human work, the human design. I am their sun. I am their light. I am also their months. So be it. My light is great. I am the walkway, and I am the foothold of the people. Because my eyes are of metal, my teeth just glitter with the jewels and turquoise as well. They stand out blue with stones like the face of the sky. Okay. This might sound a little rude, but he's literally saying how he has a grill like what the rappers have, like where they got all that diamonds and gold in their teeth. So in an ancient text, I mean, I don't want to be rude, but I just think that's funny, imagining a god being like, I have jewels and valuable turquoise in my teeth, you know, because that would have been exalted in this ancient time, but today it's like ratchetness. We'd be like, why you got a grill, man? Like, you fucking up your teeth. Oh my god, that is so funny. And this nose of mine shines white into the distance like the moon. Since my nest is metal, it lights up the face of the earth. When I come forth before my nest, I am like the sun and moon for those who are born in the light, begotten in the light. It must be so, because my face reaches into the distance, says Seven Macaw. It is not true that he is the sun, this seven macaw, yet he magnifies himself, his wings, his metal. But the scope of his face lies right around his own perch. His face does not reach everywhere beneath the sky. The faces of the sun, moon, and stars are not yet visible. It has not yet dawned, so Seven Macaw puffs himself up as the days and the months. Though the light of the sun and the moon has not yet clarified, he only wished for surpassing greatness. This was when the flood was worked upon the mannequin's wood carvings. And now we shall explain how Seven Macaw died, when the people were vanquished, done in by the mason and the sculptor. So it's going to tell us more about the flood. Wow, so many similarities in religions. It's fascinating. Here is the beginning of the defeat and destruction of the day of Seven Macaw. By the two boys, the first name Hunahpu and the second name Shpalanque. Being gods, the two of them saw evil in his attempt at magnification before the hard sky. So the boys talked. It's no good without life, without people here on the face of this earth. Well then, let's try a shot. We could shoot him while he's at his meal. We could make him ill, then put an end to his riches, his jade, his metal, his jewels, his gems, the source of his brilliance. Everyone might do as he does, but it should not come to be that fiery splendor is merely a matter of metal. So be it, said the boys, each one with a blowgun on his shoulder, the two of them together. I think the blowgun is that it's like a piece of wood that it's like a hollowed out, and you go and you shoot a poison dart out of it, and I believe you get that venom from a snake. So they put like a needle, like a natural pine needle, or not a pine because they don't have pines, but some type of pointy object, and then they put the venom on it and then they shoot it. At least that's anthropologically, archaeologically what they had. It could be some type of different weapon since we're talking about a religion. And this Seven Macaw has two sons. The first of these is Sipakna, and the second is the earthquake. And Chimalmat is the name of their mother, the wife of Seven Macaw. And this is Zipakna. This is the one to build up the great mountains, fireplace, Hunahpu, cave by the water, Tsukanul, Makomb, Huliznab, as the names of the mountains that were there at the dawn are spoken. They were brought forth by Zipankna in a single night. And now this is the earthquake. The mountains are moved by him. The mountains, small and great, are softened by him. The sons of Seven Macaw did this just as the means of self-magnification. Here I am. Here am I am the sun, said Seven Macaw. Here am I am the maker of the earth, said Zipakna. As for me, I bring down the sky. I make an avalanche of all earth, said Earthquake. The sons of Seven Macaw are alike, and like him, they got their greatness from their father. And the two boys saw evil in this, since our first mother and father could not yet be made. Therefore, deaths and disappearances were planned by the two boys. Fascinating. So great. So, there's literally a deity in this text named Earthquake. And his job is to bring down the sky. And bring down the sky, in a sense, is... You could literally say, because you're building the rooftop, when an earthquake happens, everything falls down. So the sky is falling, right? So I don't think that in a symbolic way, in a figurative way, metaphorically also, the earthquake has a literal function and also another type of function where everything collapses. So it's very cool that they have a deity that does that. The macaw, that's that bird. It's that big old parrot. So That makes sense because if you see on their hieroglyphs all the time, they always have that a bird mask, like a bird and feathers. And then in those times, before the Spanish killed a lot of those birds and sold them and plucked all their feathers out, before Hernan Cortez went over there and massacred everybody, um, it was said in Bernal Diaz's book that I read, fantastic read if you haven't read it, how there were so many beautiful birds like they've never seen, in this tropical paradise. So it makes sense that these ancient peoples would have a deity that is somehow related to the bird. And since there were monkeys at those times in the jungles, it's interesting that this culture had an explanation for why those monkeys are there because they're so smart and they kind of act like humans sometimes, right? And you're like, oh, so these were a creation of God, but not enough. The God, sorry, not a God. Fascinating. And that Zimpakna, in a single night, created the mountains. That has a lot of biblical in Genesis when it says, when this day God created this, and this day God created that. So these two opposite cultures have another similarity of like deities creating things in a day. Very cool. Very cool. Here is the picture of Hunapu and Skibalanke and Yaxpalam. There you go, family. I like drawing these things. They look so cool on stone. And they tell so many stories. Ancient cultures are fascinating. What do you think, family?